Oh no, Tesla is recalling every single car they've sold in North America for the past decade over a critical safety issue. Or is it just a software update? Let's take a look. Hey y'all, it's Dr. Know-It-All. I want to talk about some recent headlines about basically what is a software update, which is a no big deal thing, and also the fact that it looks like NHTSA, or the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, is piling on about Tesla and Elon Musk and kind of picking on them more than they seem to be other people. Now, what's interesting about this is that there was originally a Yahoo Finance article that I had gotten a link to, and I will actually put the link in the description so you can see it. The link itself specifically talks about this, but when I click the link, it actually goes to a different article now. So this was just within the last couple of hours. So something fishy is going on about this. So instead, I found an AP News article. I will also leave a link to that in the description, of course. In the Yahoo Finance article, you had to get 6 paragraphs deep before you realized it was just an over-the-air update. Haven't read this AP article yet, so we'll see if it does the same thing. The title is basically the same. Tesla recalling nearly 2.2 million vehicles for software update to fix warning lights that are too small. At least it says software update here, because in the Yahoo Finance thing, the title of the article did not put that in, and it made it sound like you were going to have to take your car back to a dealership. So anyway, Detroit AP, Tesla is recalling nearly all of its vehicles it has sold in the US and I believe Canada as well, because some warning lights on the instrument panel are too small. The recall of nearly 2.2 million vehicles announced Friday by NHTSA is a sign of stepped up scrutiny of the electric vehicle makers. So yeah, like I said, they feel like they're picking on Tesla right now. The agency also said it has upgraded a 2023 investigation into Tesla steering problems to an engineering analysis, a step closer to a recall. So that actually is something to pay attention to, because that actually could be something where people will have to actually bring it back into the dealership. Unclear exactly what's going on with that, but I'll keep you up to date on that. So far we're 3 paragraphs in here. Documents posted Friday by the agency say the warning light recall will be done with an online software update, so good for AP, because at least they got it in 3 paragraphs instead of 6. It covers the 2012 through 2023 Model S, blah, 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 basically everything, and the 2024 Cybertruck. The agency says that the brake, park, and anti-lock brake warning lights have a smaller font size than required by federal safety standards. That can make critical safety information hard to read, increasing the risk of a crash. I've got a thing from Tesla Canada where we can look at this ourselves in just a second. It's kind of ridiculous, but we'll get to that. Anyway, Tesla has already started releasing the software update. Oh, wow. It's already done. And owners will be notified by letter starting March 30th, which means basically that mailing out 2.2 million or so pieces of mail is going to cost more than the entire software update will cost, basically. That's pretty insane that they're forcing them to do that instead of, send them an email or something, which would be much, much less annoying. NHTSA said it found the problem in a routine safety compliance audit on January 8th. Tesla has identified 3 warranty claims potentially related to the problem, but has no reports of crashes or injuries. I just turned 59, and 18 months ago, I was feeling terrible. I was getting a spare tire around my middle, my joints were aching, and I was fatigued all the time. But after a year and a half of cutting out sugar and drinking AG1 daily, I can honestly say I feel years younger. I've lost weight, my joints don't ache, and I have so much more energy than I did before. AG1 is foundational nutrition that provides your body with what you might be missing during the winter months and all year long. AG1 is a science-driven formulation with 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens. AG1 gives you the foundational nutrition your body craves, and the probiotics and prebiotics help my digestive system stay regular no matter what I throw at it. I really enjoy savoring AG1 now since it's sweet without any added sugar, and I can sip it while working out. As you can see here, I love taking AG1 to the climbing gym and drinking it between climbs. I've really noticed how much AG1 has helped me reach my fitness goals. It's one daily routine I won't change. Go to drinkag1.com/Dr. Know-It-All to get your free welcome kit that includes the canister, shaker, a year's supply of vitamins D3 and K2, and 5 extra travel packs of AG1. Thanks to AG1 for sponsoring today's video, and thank you for watching. Be sure to click my link to get your free welcome kit, and now let's get back to it. Also, as they note here, in December, NHTSA pressured Tesla into recalling more than 2 million vehicles to update software and fix a defective system that's supposed to ensure drivers are paying attention when using autopilot. And thanks so much, NHTSA. I just, have been doing a lot of driving lately using autopilot and full self-driving, and the nag is incredibly annoying, guys. You got to fix this stuff. It's ridiculous. It's gone from a level of being, annoying as hell to being ridiculously annoying. So please fix this problem. It's the government, the fact that you come to a complete stop at stop signs now and have to sit there for a full second basically before you can go again is annoying as hell on autopilot and full self-driving. And the fact that you have all of these steering wheel nags constantly bothering you. And if you even so much as move your eyes to look at the screen, to see how fast you're driving, it's now going like, hey, look back at the road and stuff. It's become like, a helicopter parent or something. It's ridiculous. So please, guys, you got to loosen the reins on these things. I understand that you don't want people, reading their text messages and stuff, but there's got to be a middle ground. And then this is the latest thing that they've done. And they're talking about, I believe the font size is something like 3.2 millimeters and it's only 3.0 millimeters or something ridiculous. So anyway, Tesla is going to do this software update. A lot of people have gotten it already. I don't believe that my car has, but I'll check on that at some point. But this seems completely stupid and specious for them to be focusing on Tesla. And also, for people who create those ones that are little lights, the traditional things in the dashboards, those things, how would you recall that? You'd have to replace the entire dash panel. So I don't see NHTSA forcing other car companies to do this. So anyway, to take a look at what's actually going on here, Drive Tesla Canada very kindly posted this. I will put a link to theirs, of course, in the description as well, but you can look at this. So basically, I believe there's only 3 things that have changed here. And of course, the picture is not exactly perfect, so you're not going to get an exact comparison of size. But previously, it was in kind of like a circle. So you had the P for park in a circle, you had the brake in a circle with the exclamation mark, and you had the automatic or anti-lock braking system that would come in like this as well. And I think all of the other symbols are the same. So now it just has text that says park, it has a thing that says brake, and it has a thing that says ABS. Honestly, ABS is a stupid thing anyway, because number one, when it's happening, it's happening because the wheels are going like that, right? It's chattering. You've got the ABS system going on. So you're going to know ABS is applied. And number two, this makes it incredibly English centric. So previously, if you didn't speak English as a first language, the P in a circle is going to give you some indication because, of course, PRND from the park, reverse, all of that kind of stuff. So you'd have an idea of what that was. Now that it says park, if you don't read English as a first language, that seems like worse than previously. Previously, the brake thing with the exclamation point, that's when the automatic braking system comes in. Again, you're going to know when it's happening. It's not like, usually the thing slams brakes on it, screams at you. There's all sorts of other alerts that are happening in addition to the fact that it says brake. And the last thing you're going to be looking at is your dashboard at the moment when you're coming up really fast on somebody's rear end, that you're going to be braking or you're going to be listening to the sound effects instead, and you're going to be reacting to that. And then, like I said, even for us English first speakers, ABS is just useless. There should be some other symbol like a brake pad or something like, I don't know. There needs to be something better than ABS. ABS is stupid. It takes too long for your brain to register ABS, anti-lock brake system, and then think about it when you're in the middle of a braking scenario when the ABS is being applied. So, all of these are alerts that are just stupid. The park thing, you could argue, yeah, okay, it tells you when you're in park versus not in park. But again, I think a P in a big circle is perfectly fine. Again, this is my opinion. Obviously, regulators do what they want to, but this actually seems a step backwards in all honesty versus a step forward versus the other symbols that I think were clearer and made more sense to people, especially those who don't speak English as a first language. But whatever. The deal is that this is a whole big brouhaha over nothing. This is just a software update. And if Tesla had not made a thing about it and didn't have to send out a letter to everybody, you probably wouldn't even have noticed, because aside from park, you're never even going to see these symbols unless something is going on. And at that point, you're probably much more focused on the road than you are at looking at the screen of your car, determining what it is. You're not sitting there going like, oh dear, what does that symbol mean with an exclamation mark? While you're like coming up on the rear end of a vehicle and the car is screaming at you and you're slamming the brakes on. So it's the last thing you're going to be doing. So this is just a completely dumb and specious thing thing that NHTSA has forced Tesla to do. And it's also really not a big deal because it probably just took their engineers an hour or two to reconfigure these things and push out the software update. That's a little bit of hyperbole. It probably took a couple of days because they had to go through steps and make sure it had QA and all of that kind of stuff that you have to do when you deal with regulators. But this was not a gigantic commitment of time or resources. Nobody has to bring their cars back. It's just going to be an over-the-air software update, and probably most of us would never have known it even existed if it weren't for NHTSA making a big deal and for these articles screaming out headlines about how there's a gigantic software recall of 2.2 million Teslas in America, and again, I think in Canada as well. And so that's all that this actually amounts to. The steering wheel thing could be something more interesting, and it could be a bigger deal for Tesla because it might actually involve recalling cars back to the dealerships, but we will see how that goes in the future. In the meantime, what is your opinion? I really do feel like NHTSA is piling on board with the Delaware courts, is piling on board with the Biden administration, which is piling on board with a lot of other people who are really putting pressure on Tesla right now. And Elon Musk through these other entities and Elon Musk involved in these other entities. It feels like there's an awful lot of antagonism towards Elon Musk and his companies right now. Maybe I'm wrong about that. That's more of a gut feeling than an actual reality, but you let me know what you think. In the meantime, please be sure to like and subscribe, and also a huge thanks to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. Be sure to check out my link in the description to get your free welcome kit and start feeling better today. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.